Hello everybody, what is up? I hope everyone is having a great Monday so far, despite how hard that is to do. So we're gonna warm up the video with a couple different things I wanted to discuss. I wrote some of these topics down so we would have time to go over them real quickly, and then we can begin with reading some of your comments and those that have the hashtag Halo Club in their comments. Now, the likelihood of me getting your comment without the hashtag Halo Club is pretty low unless you're one of the big featured comments. So please make sure when you post comments down in the comment section below, you have the hashtag Halo Club. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to discuss is the funny Halo Wars 2 ads with Atriox and Captain Cutter bickering about the armrest and the car cell. And so I love it. I love how down to earth these interactions are because we've all been there. We've all had little Sammy kick us in the back on an airplane and also dealing with a car salesman. And so it's really cool and funny to see that the Know Your Enemy was incorporated into this. So very clever marketing, very funny at that too. So that is something that I can appreciate, and I hope that's something that they do with Halo 6. And also, quick reminder, we are still doing the Halo Wars 2 giveaway. Now, the Halo Wars 2 giveaway ends, as far as I have planned, by February 21st, so be sure to participate. We have a whopping 26,500 something participants so far. Last time I checked, that is how many people that interacted with this little gadget widget thing I have on follower.gg/giveaway. Link down below if you want to be a part of that. The likelihood of you winning it is low, to be real, but it is still a fun thing to be, in that, and it helps us to grow and whatnot. So, and hell, you might even win, who knows. So we also have the Halo 5 DLC helmets that just dropped on Thursday, last Thursday. No pun intended, or meme. And we also have a video I did, which was Halo Front. It's a Star Wars Battlefront 2 mod, and I had so much fun making the video, and I was also blown away. I really wanted to get it set up. It took me about 2 hours to install, but that's because I'm really bad at installing mods. I'm sure you could figure out a lot faster, even if you already have the game installed. So it's a really cool mod where a couple maps, Blood Gulch, which is a custom map in Star Wars Battlefront 2, or the Halo Front mod rather, and also Polis Massis, which has been very modded, and I probably just butchered that name, by the way. And then also there was one other map, Coruscant, which has, there's ODST models, Spartan models. There's one Spartan 4 or 5 model in the game too that's untextured completely. Unfortunately, the mod was dropped, but it is definitely a very cool thing. I think should be picked up again. Hopefully the creator contacts me sometime soon so we can talk about him recreating this mod from the ground up, although the mod may have been lost in alpha. But anyway, moving on, we also have Halo Rec changes once again. I don't have any information in front of me about that, but if you want to check it out, I'm sure the Halo Waypoint site has some information about that, or right on the front of Halo 5 when you log in. And also, I got a question for you guys. Should I make a pre-order guide? So I was thinking, should I make a pre-order guide? Because IGN just released something that it would be great to recap for you guys if you're interested about what you should pre-order or what you shouldn't. I may have already started it by the time this video released. I don't know if it's something I should actually make, so let me know down in the comments below. And there's also been some talk about how I've been repeating myself in videos. So I say, and that's why the cookie crumbles. And that's why the cookie crumbles. So as I commentate videos, quite often I have to go through the script again, or I have an idea that isn't even a part of the script, which happens more than you think. And I have to go off, a lot of the times I don't even use scripts, I just think of it, and then I try to say it in this huge fashion. So it takes a lot of patience with me. I built up the patience to do it for a long time, for almost 6 years now. So it takes a long time for me to process all that sometimes when commentating. And then sometimes I make the mistake of having myself in videos. And I do proof watch my videos, although sometimes it just slips by. So it is my fault, obviously, but it is something that I will try to not let happen in the future. So we've also had the 10 times Halo appeared in other games, and also more recently 10 times Halo appeared in TV shows. So you guys apparently like these videos a lot, and I found myself while I was working on these videos and saw that Jacob sent them me via Skype. I was very interested to actually make them and see what you guys think, because they're one of those videos that you just find a lot of interest in. I think, at least personally, that's my experience when I saw the Halo TV shows or other games, and I actually uploaded it on YouTube. I was like, damn, people are probably gonna like this because it is actually really interesting. So it is respiking that flow I've had with making Halo videos for quite some time that I feel like has been shaky more recently, but or actually more recently, we've been back into flow, I think. But, you know, a lot of 2016, we were out of flow, and I feel like this year has kicked off with a lot of great content so far, and everyone's doing really good on follower, internally and externally. So this is great so far. Moving on to why Halo 6 needs new aliens to invade. So yes, I made a video. If you haven't watched it, I greatly suggest it because it is something that I've literally thought about for quite some time. I've always thought that everything that Halo was after Halo 3 or so, maybe even after Halo 4, that things were just starting to rehash. And seriously, like, to be honest, Halo could survive off rehashing for a long time. Bringing back the Prometheans, bringing back the Covenant in different ways, the Banished, and bringing back the Foreigners in different ways, which I guess would be the Prometheans, right, in this way. And then there would also be like the Flood. The Flood could return, which is basically the Precursors. And so Halo could survive off the content that it's already created and what has made Halo. And this is a controversial topic. The video has got 1,700 likes and 200 dislikes. So about a 95 or 90% like approval, maybe more actually. But the point is here is that the videos like that usually don't have that many dislikes, although videos we post like that aren't as controversial. So the big point about this that I want to discuss real quick is, should I make a part 2? Should I make a part 2? You know, obviously a lot of you guys found of it to be interest, and a lot of you guys are like, no, that would ruin Halo, you know. And if new aliens, and just to sum up the video real quick, sorry I didn't do this before, is that what I was saying in the video is that Halo, this is an opinion by the way, so if you disagree with me, I can understand that there's a different perspective here, but I think in some way, in my opinion, Halo has ran out and exhausted its lore. And I don't mean lore as in its entirety. I mean lore as far as the characters or rather the factions and civilizations go. A lot of that lore has depth too, that hasn't ever been talked about in the Halo games and has been explained thoroughly, I know, in the Halo books, right? But what I think really needs to happen, and although we can still go into depth with the Covenant and the Foreigners and the Flood and so on, and things can change and evolve with those factions and civilizations, I think it's very important for 343 Industries to start considering on bringing new aliens to the Covenant or to Halo as a franchise. Something new that feels original, that feels scary, a real threat, really. And that's why a lot of people want the Flood back. Like, think about it for a moment. A lot of us want the Flood, but why do we want the Flood? Is it so much the Flood, or is it that the Flood was actually scary? That's what the Flood was. It had such great charm to it, and I think we want the charm more than we want the actual Flood, if that makes sense. So we want the charm of the Flood and the fear that the Flood brought to the Halo franchise more than the Flood itself, because if the Flood didn't have the fear and the charm, we wouldn't want the Flood, I don't think. Many of us. So yes, we want the Flood, we want the fear, we want the charm, we want the awesome nature and the unpredictable nature of the Flood, and not necessarily themselves. So if we could bring that fear and everything else to new aliens coming into Halo 6, maybe Halo 7, they're probably way too late in development. I mean, they've probably been developing Halo for 2 years now, so it's not like these ideas are directly associated with what Halo 6 should be about. A little bit too late for suggestions, I think. But, assuming it releases in 2018, but I think that would really bring some new spice and some new interest if the new alien fleet or whatever way it would come into Halo would be a real threat, something that would actually threaten and maybe even destroy potentially in Halo 6 or Halo 7, whatever. So anyway, moving on, there's a Halo Wars 2 live stream. If you don't already know, check it out. It's actually happening this Thursday, and the stream is going to be focused on, that's going to go on February 16th, Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. If you need time zone help, just look up 4 p.m. PST on Google, and then look up your own time, and Google should give you a good comparison of what time it is for you. And so that's going to broadcast on the Xbox One, Beam, Twitch, Facebook Live, and YouTube. So yes, that's all good. If you want more information about that, I'll leave a link down to news.xbox.com, or you can just Google for more information about that. So that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. We'll go into the comments now. And our very first comment is from Farfel Fugel. He says, I think it would be awesome if a massive fleet of the Precursor ships flew in from some outside of the galaxy and started fighting everything. So that's really cool. Precursor ships coming back. Cortana, humans, elites, brutes, jackals, grunts, etc. And the Cortana Guardians do some crazy foreigner mantle magic and basically take over the minds of the different species to fight her war with the Precursors and the species not taken, I guess. Will be finding Cortana and trying to free their kind, while at the same time the Precursors to preserve their kind. With this, the short cooperation with Cortana to stop a major Precursor operation or vice versa. I enjoyed teaming up with the Arbiter and fighting the Flood was cool, and don't ever say some shit like killing off the member of Blue Team, how dare you. Good video otherwise. So he posted this in our last Halo Club, which was very focused on Halo 6 stuff, and I think it was the video Halo 6 may have the best story in the series. So very cool idea there, man, with the Precursors coming back and getting involved in Cortana. Although I mean, even the lore of the Precursors are pretty small. I don't know that much about the Precursors. I don't think anybody knows that much because the information is so spread thin. Although those crazy lore book reader and lore masters may know more than me. I think it would be a little bit unlikely for all that to happen, but nonetheless, it is cool stuff to think about, I think. Just, using your imagination, right? Halo 5 Guardians said he has a top 10 list here, which are always fun to go through. I'm sure we'll see some familiar things, but he says number 10, open world free roam campaign with more than one playable character. So that's a big wish. Although it is tampering with what Halo is, I think it would be cool. And I think that Halo needs to evolve, and if it stayed the same, we would have never had the energy sword. That's something I've been trying to say more often, because it is true. Halo 1 to 2 was a big difference, in a lot of different ways. Halo 1 to Halo 3 had so many different changes, and people, I'm sure, resisted those. But there is a way that 343 needs to execute these. But before I go on way into the specifics and practical pieces of everything, let's go into number 9, new gameplay mechanics that can be toggled on and off, such as wall running, double jumping, taking cover, punching, kicking, sword combat, swimming, diving, etc. Fun fact, Halo 3 originally had boat battles. Look it up. I'm not lying to you. Literally, there is concept videos of boats being driven around with turrets like the Warthog, but it was like a seagull hog, floating around the water on these big, beautiful waves coming in and out. There's a lot of potential for it, and since that was already planned to be in Halo 3, I think it would be great to be put into Halo 5, Halo 6, my bad, or Halo 7 maybe. Number 8, large forge maps with multiple terrains, also possible with map switching. Number 7, element forge blocks, water and lava, weather customization, day-night cycle, map switching with loading screens by using teleporters or switches, armor abilities, and of course AI. So like most people, I think that Halo 5's forge is what is really going to be remembered with Halo 5. Halo 5 is a lot of things, but the Forge mode, that's standing out, all right? That's standing out. That is something that the Forge mode has evolved so much. So what else can it add, right? He was talking about water and lava, and you can actually do things in Halo 5 that make things look like water and lava and sound like lava or water too, which is really cool. So it's almost like those things are already here. Although 343, here's some advice to you. Take the next step. Make water blocks, 1 by 1, 1 by 100, 100 by 100, big blocks, or maybe even we can customize zones where water is placed into it. And zones would probably be a lot more helpful than, big blocks actually. So having zones that you can edit and make sure the size is correct and stuff would be absolutely amazing, and perhaps making the system a little bit smarter. Now, if Halo 6, like they have said plenty of times, goes on to the Xbox Scorpio, and when I say it's been said many times, it's been rumored several times rather. So it's not confirmed, but if Halo 6 is meant for Xbox Scorpio, the new Xbox, if you will, not really, but is, then I think that would open up the potential for Halo 6 and its Forge mode to be absolutely amazing. And AI, of course, AI, that would be absolutely amazing. That's the next step. Halo 6 and its Forge mode needs to bring what worked in Halo 5, put that in the Halo 6 Forge mode, and then also add AI and basically take the next step. Take the next step. It'd be amazing. Number 6, HUD customization and first-person and third-person view customization. Third-person customization, player customization, weapon and vehicle customization. That is the next step. 5, a dedicated and forgeable flood survival mode with infinite rounds inspired by COD Zombies. Good idea there, Halo 5 Guardians, but here's the thing. Why not make it where the players can make their own flood survival mode? Why have to be limited to a certain mode? You know, Halo Reach did really good at this, and I don't know why they left Firefight. I guess it wasn't potent enough or something for players. I don't know why it just left, but Firefight in Halo Reach, if you guys remember, was absolutely customizable. It was very customizable. In fact, it's the closest that we have ever got to AI customization and custom AI battles. If you remember, you could actually customize the waves. You could customize which units would attack when and where and how with what weapons, and it was just really cool with how that worked. I remember there was a really cool mode where I had the energy sword, and everyone that spawned could only pick up the energy sword, right? You couldn't pick up anything else. You had unlimited energy sword, and there would only be brute chieftains that would come out and attack you. And I swear to God, that was that was one of my top 5 moments I've had in Halo, was that only melee battle in Halo. And there's this huge idea, this huge mental construct about what Halo should be, right? With, you know, run and shoot, go from point A to point B, don't touch anything, don't mess with the Magnum, don't change this, don't change that. And why I do agree with the original trilogy fans that are very stuck in the past, and that's not necessarily a bad thing in this case. I think in real life it is, but here it is not. And, you know, knowing what made Halo is good, and forgetting about that will turn Halo into something that isn't Halo. But you have to ask yourself, what is Halo to you? And is it really messing up what you think Halo should be? Because what Halo is and what it should be are very different things, I think, in almost everyone's mind, unless someone's completely content, which good for you. Good for you that you love Halo exactly how it is. But the thing here, I think, is very important for us to focus on, is that Halo evolves and Halo changes over time. And Halo needs the opportunity to expand, and not just 3 for 3 opening the doors for different possibilities, such as third-person view customization in Halo, such as open world, free roam campaign, very cool things like that, or walking around the Infinity. You need to, as a game company, they need to allow us to make these things happen, because in Forge and in custom games, things have opened up. Things have opened up for us so much in the past few years with Halo 4 and then now Halo 5. It's amazing. And that is where we can play not only with Halo things that we love and grew up with, but also things that we will continue to explore in our imagination with and use as assets on that journey, which is beautiful. Having that imagination and being able to express our creativity in Halo is a beautiful thing. So more tools, more opportunity, changing what Halo is into something absolutely different and amazing should be possible. And I'm sorry I kind of went on to this 2-minute rant, but there it is. 4, first-person Halo Wars have the ability to call in units, weapons, vehicles, armor abilities, power-ups, and even use a special attack or call in for a regeneration field. This is actually possible in certain Affinity's other games, or rather, I'm sorry, I just actually forgot the name of the company. Creative Assembly, my bad. Creative Assembly, I get this mixed up. They actually have a first-person view mode in Total War, their big hit RTS series. 3, bring back the credit system so we can purchase armor and other cosmetics from a store. Bring back items from Halo 3, dual wielding, armor abilities, armor effects, and every vehicle used in Halo's lore. So real quick, sort of talking about what that little rant on, I ranted a few minutes ago, I'm sorry about that, very long rant, but they need to allow us to bring those things into Halo ourselves. If there's anything that Steam has taught us, Steam Workshop or Gary's Mod or any other open sandbox game, a legitimate sandbox, not Halo 4. Halo 4 was not a sandbox in my opinion, nor was Halo 3, nor was Halo 2, nor was Halo 1. I don't think it qualifies in my standards of what a sandbox game is. But if they allow us to bring in custom weapons that we create ourselves, custom vehicles like there has been in Halo 5, the community will create it. Give us the ability, 343, to create armor abilities. I don't know how. I don't know how you would, streamline that for casual people to get involved, or maybe even if casual people aren't involved in the precision creating. I mean, the Forge mode in Halo 5 has never been so incredible, but it has never been harder to use. It scares casual fans off, and I know it's really easy to use for myself, but I'm a Halo fan. I've been with Halo for a long time. But people that step into Forge mode, they're scared off. Okay, I've seen this plenty of times. People are kind of intimidated by the Forge mode. You can't just throw down objects and rotate a weapon and be done with it. Forge mode is real now. And that's okay, because the people that want to dedicate themselves to the more difficult precision creating modes and features in Halo 6 maybe, they can do that. They can go in and I don't know how. Again, I don't know any practical way. I'm not suggesting any practical way here because I don't know. But if they can allow, 343 can allow Halo fans to create armor abilities, create power-ups, create special attacks, create assassinations, create anything, or weapons, units, models, whatever it is, if they give us the ability to create, I know, I know this, alright? Gary's Mod is like more than a decade old, I'm sure, right? And it is still pumping live. Why is that? Because it is open, it is an open sandbox game, and if there's any way to make Halo become recovered, to push it back into a place where it used to be, like those Halo 3 days, they were nothing with what's possible. Halo 3 days, if you remember the Halo 3 days, a lot of it was having fun with friends and also custom freaking maps, alright? That's what the Halo 3 days are probably one of the first things many of us think about, right? Maybe something else, but a lot of us, that's what I think about too, is just all the custom games and the fun. And if they're able to really capitalize on that and stop putting so much investment into hunt the truth marketing type stuff, or just have fun with it. It feels so strict and it feels so weird and it's alienating, and I think they might be on to all of this. Honestly, I think they might be on to all of this, that this is creativity. Give fans the opportunity to create almost anything that their imagination wishes in custom games and in Forge. And you will see, alright guys, you will see that Halo will be pumped back alive. There's so many examples all around, every game around, alright? There's so many games that have such long lifetimes just because there's a custom making feature. It's ridiculous. Look at games like Cities Skyline, which is, I believe, an indie game that just completely rolled over SimCity because it had all this custom junk to it. Planet Coaster. I'm looking at my Steam list right now. There's all these different games that have lived for so long because there is a polished a workshop. The Steam Workshop is a great example of this, but there's a platform, more essentially. There's a platform that ultimately gives people the ability to share and create, and that's something that almost every human person wants to do in one shape or another. And if you allow people to do that in Halo fans aren't excluded to this, by the way. If you allow Halo fans to do that, then that's it. I think that's the secret. I think that's what the secret is. That's what the secret is to Halo, honestly. To any big thing is creativity. So allow fans to do that is my big point. And number 2, we're taking it home. Special requests, pelicans, mammoths, elephants, scarabs, phantoms. Again, we can create this. 343 doesn't. We can do the heavy lifting. The community can make those things happen. Give us the tools. It will happen. I fucking guarantee it. And the most important request, he says, for number 1 for Halo 6 and future Halo games is mod support. And again, once again, thank you, bravo. I did not read that until now. Yes, Halo 5 Guardians, thank you so much for your comment. Really brought up a lot of interesting discussion. Onslaught Gaming, which is our third comment. So we're 25 minutes into this and we're on our third comment. So my friend and I came up with this great story for Halo 6's plotline. We were playing Halo 3's campaign and we thought of something very cool, and I would love to see it happen. Here it is. In Halo 3, Cortana was getting corrupted by the Gravemind so she could join the Flood and help them out. When Cortana sends the message to the Chief about the Ark, she looks to be almost corrupted. What if the Cortana fragment that survived and was revived was the corrupted by the Gravemind, now is posing as the Reclaimer? Ooh. And trying to get inside of the Foreigners so she can allow the Flood to win the war. Essentially, Cortana is now the Gravemind, just like Mendicant Bias was. Chief must now stop Cortana and the Flood from consuming the galaxy. In my opinion, this story would be so badass. So Onslaught Gaming, thank you so much. You are one of the few people that have literally given me a chill down my spine. I literally got a chill down my spine while I read that. So if you don't understand it, let me break it down real quick. Basically what he's saying is that there's Cortana fragments, or at least one specific fragment that was corrupted by the Gravemind, the Flood, let's say the brain of the Flood. So let's just say the Flood, all right? So Cortana is now controlled by this Gravemind. And so what happened here, what could have happened, is that the Cortana, corrupted by the Gravemind, which it can happen, it happened to Mendicant Bias, although in a very different way, I think. So, well, actually sort of. Okay, anyway, I don't want to get into the Mendicant Bias anymore. That's long gone. So this corrupted version of Cortana is posing as the Cortana in Halo 5. And basically, she's going to allow the Flood to once again take over the verse, or she might unconsciously controlled by the Gravemind and not even know it. So that's a really cool idea, although it poses a lot of problems, I think, like a lot of plot holes, and I don't know how likely it really is. I just think it would be really cool if, like, what we saw Cortana in Halo 6 was not really Cortana, but a Gravemind-controlled version of Cortana. Now, there's a lot of problems with that because Cortana did all these things to psychologically, bring Chief in and try to trick him and stuff and put him in the didactic ball and whatnot, the spear, whatever. Not the Dyson spear, but she brought him into the spear, and so it doesn't make sense why she would do all those things, right? If she was controlled by the Gravemind. So, again, Cortana has to be still here in some way or another. It's just interesting to see how that could be a thing. It's so unlikely, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. Great comment, by the way, on Onslaught Gaming. I don't know how likely that is, but cool stuff to think about anyway. Helljumper says, if the Chief and Locke fight again, it's got to be epic. The fight in Halo 5 was really cringy and stupid. So, touchy topic here, but I want to get into this. So the fight with Agent Locke and Chief was a little bit... I never really publicly commented on this, but I always thought that it was really unpersonal, and kind of... A lot of people say that, like, how they fought was dumb, but it was really why they fought was dumb. And I think a lot of people recognize the why too, but I'm really leaning towards the why and how dumb the why is. So it's just like Master Chief could have just kept walking, and he didn't even say anything mean about Cortana. Like, if he said something like super personal or like, really got on Chief's nerve, then that would have been interesting. But I just feel like it was really weak. It was cool nonetheless to see two Spartans fight in a mainline Halo game. Just, I don't know. It felt like a lot of unused potential, especially with the Hunt the Truth marketing campaign and how much that wasn't actually Halo. So yeah. So Helljumper says, if they fight again, which I hope they do, it has to not be in a cutscene. Now, interesting stuff. Let's get into this. Like, you choose which one to play as, and for like 10 or 15 minutes, a boss fight, you chase each other around, shooting, milling, fighting, and then it switches to a cutscene. That would be cool. Not the kind where it's still first person and you have to quick time, but okay. You're playing as Chief, Locke starts running, you have to chase after him. When you get close enough, it switches to the cutscenes and like you tackle him off a roof, and then the rest of the fight's in the cutscenes mode. They like punch and fight through brick walls and attack each other with normally fixed objects, also proper fighting techniques, martial arts, proper punching combinations, not like in Halo 5 with big clumsy swings and throws. Anyway, I know this comment is pretty long, but I like to see you talk about it in a video. Thanks. Well, thank you, Hell Jumpers, for your comment. I deeply appreciate you. So, you have a lot of interesting stuff here. The quick time, there's been a lot of talk about this. I think Late Night Gaming made a video about it, although I haven't seen it. He talks, I know in the title it says something about quick times are ruining Halo. I think that's a bit an overestimation. Although, again, I haven't seen the video, so I don't really know. A lot of people don't like quick times. I gotta say that I think it is an advancement, an evolution of Halo in some way or another. Although, I still don't like the idea of linear campaigns, period. I mean, I know Halo's that, and I do like Halo and everything. It's just, in my opinion, my preference of gaming, I don't really like linear campaigns. I like being able to go where I want to. So a game like Assassin's Creed would be a good example of, like, you can jump here or there, and you can climb up the wall how you want to instead of just analog left, analog right. I want to be able to jump over there where you're not supposed to because I want to, for God damn it. Just I want to do what I want to do. So freedom is a big thing I want to see in Halo. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring Halo, they're trying to make cutscenes a part of Halo, and that's not a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea. Although some people would say it's not Halo, I think it would be really cool to incorporate more like live movement with the quick time. So being able to have an option with what you do in quick time instead of just a simple click X, being able to having to tap it or having to press a random button. I think it's such a basic, simple quick time. It's boring and it's really uninteractive. If they give us a choice, like the Didact at the end of Halo 4, you had to press, I think, X or some button to throw the grenade into Didact's chest, if I'm not mistaken. And so you had to like climb up a little bit using the analog and stuff. If they made that, it's not a set animation, but an open ability, like where you could climb up how you wanted or whatever, using the controls that you have at your disposal. And then, pressing Y to push the Didact off, or pressing X to throw it on his head. Or, press B to teabag. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have choices, not this train that goes from, obviously you have to press this and this and that, then you're done. Give us choices. That's what I'm basically trying to say, is give us choices, give us opportunity to do something in our own style, something that we think Master Chief would do, ourselves. So that would just be cool. Replay value. Okay, that's replay value. Because every time I play Halo 4 in the first mission, I know how I'm gonna have to jump off. I know how I'm going to go jump on there and then climb left, climb right, climb left, and then I'm done. I know how that's gonna work. I know there's always going to be an elite up there. Why is there always an elite up there? And so, yeah, they're evolving. Halo 4 was a good shot, but they need to evolve it more. QuickTime has a lot of potential, so yeah. So anyways, I got way off track there. Hell Jumpers was talking about how there was fights against Master Chief and Locke and how that was cringy and stupid and it was just a cutscene. Allow us to have QuickTime, allow us to do options, allow 400 different possibilities to happen. Just allow 500 or 1,000 different possibilities to happen in each of these cool cutscenes. And it would be a lot of work, but it's possible. It's very possible. So there's a game coming out later this year or 2018 that literally, like, the game has thousands and thousands of different choices. The entire campaign or story mode of the game has hundreds and hundreds of options, and each cutscene, in each scene you press certain things, and if you mess up you die, and it's the coolest thing ever, and that's possible. It's 2017 now, guys. There's tons of things that could happen to Halo that could really make it a great game. So this is all good here. He says that there needs to be proper fighting techniques. So what I would like in combination with what Helljumpers is saying, is that there needs to be, let's say, Master Chief and Locke fight again. Alright, maybe killing Cortana, and Chief isn't ready to kill Cortana, but Locke is, and they fight. Okay, so this is just a quick, scene I just made up in my mind. So, they're fighting, right? There needs to be a lot of options. Press X to punch him in the head, go down below. And Locke, also, the AI, needs to be programmed, or vice versa, Master Chief needs to be programmed to do things differently the next time around. So it's, like, actually fun. You can actually, go up for, an over top hit, or a down below, or what, I don't know what the technical names are, but, give us abilities to move around in this world. It should be almost a different game when we're playing these cutscenes. A whole universe, a whole gameplay platform within Halo needs to be in these quick time events, and to bringing us into the game, if that's what 343 wants to do. So moving on to Hi, It's Me. Hello, Hi, It's Me. I think Tanaka should die. Goddamn, she's annoying as fuck. Or ASF. Well, yeah. Well, they killed off the Spartan Palmer team, I think. Or at least they completely forgot about them. If what Late Night Gaming is said was true, then in one of his videos he made a big leak a while ago. He said that Spartan Palmer was supposed to be Locke originally, but since everyone hated Spartan Palmer, they made Locke and just ditched Spartan Thorn and the other Spartans, because originally I guess Spartan Palmer was supposed to be Locke in Halo 5 or something. So that's always interesting to think about. Yeah, I don't really like anyone a part of Fireteam Osiris except for Locke, and I don't even know if I like Locke. He feels like a major tool. He's a major tool, and also he's just generally like, yeah, he's a tool. I guess that's the best way to put it, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but he is sort of like, it feels like he's a cardboard cutout, like he's not really fleshed out. And it's surprising because he had most of the campaign of Halo 5, and yet I don't feel comfortable with Locke. I don't feel comfortable with him playing even half the Halo game. And it's just, look, every new thing's gonna alienate somebody at first. Maybe a lot of us at first. So I understand. I've known Master Chief for my entire life. Literally, almost. And, like, Cortana too. And now Agent Locke is supposed to be, I'm guessing, like, one of the most important characters in Halo. And I don't feel comfortable with him being there. But neither were we comfortable with a lot of characters when they first popped up. So just some food for thought, Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Ian Height. So do you think that the possibility, the precursors will return in Halo 6? No. I don't think, well, do I think it's possible? Yes. Do I think they will? No. It's been very evident with where 343 wants to go, and I realize that some of my videos that I make are futile because I feel like they've already made up their minds with what they want to do, maybe. But it looks like, I love what the Act Man said in the video, or rather what he showed us. As Frank O'Connor said, they know the general direction of where they want to go with Halo, but they aren't really sure where they want to end up. And then he made a whole segment about that, which is so true. If you don't know where you're going, you're gonna kind of like one of the first things you do when writing a story is you make up the ending and you walk backwards to the beginning of the story. And so when you watch it from beginning to end, it unfolds naturally. But what we've seen with Halo 4 and Halo 5 is this sloppy, weird thing. And maybe it's just because we don't know the ending yet. But the thing is that neither does 343. They don't know where they're ending of it. So that's probably why it just seems so weird that Halo 4 had Spartan Palmer and this huge character thing. And now Spartan Palmer is just like this person that's kind of put in there just because. Like, she served no purpose in Halo. Half the characters in Halo 5 served literally no purpose. And yet it seems like they are very prominent characters in Halo. And it just makes me wonder, like, Halo 5 has to be a bridge between Halo 4 and Halo 6. that's the positive way of looking at it. I mentioned this briefly in my last video on January 29th, and I mentioned that that's probably what Halo 5 is. Halo 4 was planned by Bungie. Bungie was going to make Master Chief on Requiem, the end of Halo 3. So it's not like Halo wasn't going to change drastically after Halo 3 because the Covenant was planned to be defeated, but I don't quite know. I don't quite know what's going to happen in Halo 6 or the ending of this new Halo trilogy, if you will. I think they said it's a saga, but honestly, that's just I don't think it has much to do with the books, to be frank. Yatzite says, lol, this is the exact same thing people hyped up about the Halo 5 story. Halo 5 story, again, was a very great collection of ideas. I'm taking this from the Act Man, but it was not much more than that. And that's probably why a lot of people didn't bitch about it as much as they did, because there was a lot of really cool ideas. It just wasn't put together in the right way. In fact, I'd say that there was one of the key things I do in video editing, one of the key things that anybody does in any art project, I think, is cutting. Cutting is one of the most important parts of anything, you know, and when you cut things, you reduce it and you allow more focus on the things that really can shine through. So when you have a huge story with a lot of great ideas, it doesn't look that great and it doesn't turn out that great. The execution is poor because there's just all this focus spread thin everywhere. If they just focused on Master Chief and Cortana and maybe Locke, that would have been interesting, but they had all these useless characters, which spread the story so thin. The whole story was so shallow, you know? So that's just something to think about. So Jerry Howard says, I've been thinking, and as I've been watching a lot of hidden Xperia videos, I've been thinking a lot about the Flood, big aspect of the Halo universe. So if you didn't already know, the Precursors are said to test humanity for the mantle of responsibility, and that test comes in the form of the Flood, not the containment breach that was allowed to happen in Halo CE 2 and 3. But as the Primordial said, it will be the Flood in its ripest form, the biggest and the baddest that they will ever know. Now, back to my point. I don't really know how I feel about this theory, but tell me how you feel about it. What if the ultimate ending of the Halo universe ends where it all began, the firing of the Halo ray to stop the Flood? Humanity knows that they can't win against the Flood in its ripest form, despite all their attempts. They've been driven back against their backs against the wall. There's only one hope to stop the Flood for good. They send Chief to the Ark, the Chakas, Guilty Spark's AI form, to fire the array and end it all. So, interesting stuff. This is a very interesting theory, considering all my speculation all the speculation, that Master Chief has the Geas of Born Stellar or the Isodidact, the Forerunner that fired the Halo Ray along with the Guilty Spark. Let me know what you think of it. I love to see it discussed in a video, and I apologize for the essay. Thank you. I just realized I've been talking for almost 45 minutes. Crazy stuff. So good stuff, guys. If you made it this far, amazing. So Jerry Howard, you introduced some very interesting stuff here. Yes, I made a video, probably the biggest video I've ever had on YouTube, 3,200,000 views on the front page of HaloFollowers, which is about a Born Stellar having the same Gias as Master Chief. It's not a theory. It's actually the case, I think, actually, and go rewatch it. So it's cool to see that Master Chief might actually be the same as Born Stellar. At least Guilty Spark in Halo 1 thought so. So that's something to think about. You know, Guilty Spark was like, why would you, Master Chief, be afraid to fire the Halo ring? And so, because you've already done it before. And so that's really cool to speculate on about. The Forerunner that fired the Halo Ray along with Guilty Spark. So, yeah. So he also said they send the Chief to the Ark with Chaka's Guilty AI form to fire the array and end it all. So, yeah. I think bigger picture here, I think Halo needs something to close the series off. At least Halo 4, 5, and 6. I would love for Halo 6 to be something with a big bang, like firing a Halo ring. That would be absolutely amazing. So, Tony Bergen says, Chris, you can't lie. I think it would be kind of funny to do a grunt mini mission or something like that. Also, keep up the good work. thank you, man, for your comment and also the good work. I will sure be doing that. And that would be fun. A grunt mini mission. Yeah, would love to see like more mini games and like more side objectives. Like, hey, Grand Theft Auto 5 had, this is a great example. The game had so many different things to do other than just the main game itself. And so it would be cool to see like little mini games in Halo, if not just the ability to allow us to do mini games, because even Halo 3, Halo 4, and Halo 5 have mini games created by the community. And again, going back to that point earlier, having a huge opportunity for growth would be, that's something to think about. So Cyberpunk Gaming says, I heard Halo 3's art style is going to return by Halo 6. So anything about that I think is just speculation, but it would be something fantastic to see. Now, the only problem with it is that it would be a little bit kind of jarring because, you know, there's the Halo 1 art style, Halo 2, Halo 3, and then Halo 4 shifts into something very different than Halo 3, which is understandable because it's new studio. It's a very different era in gaming and everything, a new studio and everything. And then Halo 5 looks a little bit different than Halo 4's, I guess. But like Halo 6, then it's going to look very different. Now, what they could do is they could make Halo 6 and they could be done with Halo 4, 5, and 6. Call it a trilogy and be done with it, all right? Be done with that. So you have the first trilogy, Halo 1 to 3. Okay, Master Chief sleeps in space for 5-something years, okay? Then you have Halo 4, Requiem, Halo 5, Craziness, and Halo 6, tying it up. Second trilogy, done, okay? End the series right there. Now, I'm not saying end it totally. End it in the trilogy right there as a complete story, if you will. It's all right there in Halo 4, 5, and 6. Now, Halo 7, Halo 8, and Halo 9. I would suggest a 4 or 5 year gap between Halo 6 and Halo 7. So Halo 7, 8, and 9 could be an entirely new trilogy. So that's just my quick thought about that. And now, what does this have to do about the art style? I think Halo 7, 8, and 9, since it's going to have a long period, like 4 or 5 year break, you know, with Halo filler games in between, it can have a new art style, and it won't be jarring, and it won't be weird. I think it could go back to the original art style that Halo 1, 2, and 3 had, perhaps something even more artsy like Halo Wars 2. That would be cool. But if they do it in Halo 6, I don't think it would work. To be honest. Alright guys, so my voice is about to give out. As you've noticed, my energy level's gone down a little bit these past 10-15 minutes. So anyways guys, I'd love to say thank you so much for watching this video. I deeply appreciate your time, and especially if you watch this whole thing, that is absolutely amazing. And shout out to those that have commented and those that have been featured so far. I've probably read a lot of your comments, and if you're watching this and wondering if your comment wasn't featured, don't take it personal, alright? I probably seen it and probably just tried to focus on topics I haven't talked about, or just figured that those topics weren't something that should be thrown up on the big screen or had time to talk about and whatnot. So I pick comments that that remind me of something that will bring something new to the Halo Club. And I think we're on episode 45 now, 46 maybe. So that's really cool. The series has been going on for God, probably like 3 or 4 years now. Actually, I think I started doing the podcast series and oh boy, what was it, like 3 days? No, about 2 weeks after Halo 4 released. So I love these podcasts. I want to do more of them. So yeah. But anyways, guys, be sure to check all that out and also check out follower.gg/giveaway. We have about 2 weeks left on the giveaway. Be sure to at least give it a shot. You might actually win. Who the hell knows? You know, and it's completely random. More points you earn in the giveaway, more likely, but that doesn't mean, even if you get the most points, it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna win. It just means you have the largest chance of winning. So more people you refer to it, more actions you do, more you help follower, more you help us grow and expand and get to more Halo fans and also fans of other games into Halo follower. And so yeah, it's really cool to just even help us out. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. And be sure to drop this video a like if you haven't, and subscribe. What are you doing, by the way? Watching this far and not subscribing? All right, I'll give you a break if you haven't. All right, so, all right, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.